So Parliament is back from recess, and there are concerns as to whether or not you would return and continue to function as a member of Parliament. Are you going to do that? Because aside the committee requirements, you are also a member of Parliament, and you've been elected by your constituents, but you're not showing up in Parliament. So Parliament is back. Will you be returning?
I will be returning, definitely, to serve my people. I lead and serve the people of Domi-Kwabinya. And I've done that for the past 12 years, and I know exactly what my responsibilities are. And I'm definitely going to do that. But as you know, my son is unwell, and he has to transition to school. And as a mother, I have to ensure that all that is settled before I can resume my duties. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
So going by what you're telling me now, it's practically impossible that we may even see you by the end of the month.
With God, everything is possible. We've been praying. I've been doing a lot to support my children, which I'm required to do by law. And as you know, they're in a foreign land, and I have to comply with whatever I'm directed to. And until all that is sorted out, I have to do what I have to do, and then I'll return to my duties.
So we have to rule out. We have to rule out next week. So we have to rule out next week. You may not return next week.
If I'm served and I look at the condition and the circumstances right here, and I'm able to, why not? But I've not been served earlier. I told you that.
So let's go into the conversation.
And I know the rules.
Right.
And
right.
I've been a practicing lawyer for 18 years, and I don't have to be served through Joy News, and I don't have to be served through a third party. And as we speak now, I don't think I've received any such communication or service from Parliament, and that's why I'm still here.
But this controversy goes beyond your absence in Parliament. In fact, there's a lot of reaction from even party members. You're a member of the New Patriotic Party. A lot has happened, and I'm sure that you've been monitoring all of the developments as well. But here's the opportunity for us to know your side of the story. We've heard from your party. We've heard from your colleagues in Parliament as well. What's the Adwoa Safo story?
The Adwoa Safo story is exactly what I've told you about, and that's what communication I have sent to His Excellency the President, and he's very much aware of what is happening to me and my family. And that's what I expect every Ghanaian to understand, that I am not intentionally abandoning my duties and my responsibilities. I have served the people of Ghana for 12 years. I entered politics when I was young, and I have done it. And there has not been any past record of me absenting myself like this. That should tell people that there's really something that ought to be done with family. And I know that you will put family first. So they should all start praying and keep praying for us. And I know with God, everything is possible, and we're going to pull through it.
I mean, everybody obviously would put family first, but that wasn't the narrative. Even from the likes of Kennedy Agyapong, who we understand is very close to you, these are persons who went out publicly to state that it appears you were intentionally refusing to show up in Parliament. In fact, they go on to give some chilling accounts of how, for instance, the Chief of Staff came to your office or your house just to personally plead with you to support your party. Why did you give up on the NPP?
I haven't given up on my party. I am still very loyal and committed to the party and to His Excellency the President. And I have had a record of the 2012 election petition from Domi-Kwabinya. That is what landed all of us in power today. And I will be the last person to put that fight, that courage, and that record that I fought for into disrepute at this time. So I'm not going to respond to third parties, what they think and what their opinions are, but I want everybody to listen to me. And what I'm saying is that I am still committed to the party, I'm still committed to the government, and I'm still committed to His Excellency the President and his family.
I mean, you are a politician, so you understand the importance of public opinion, the opinion of the delegates. In fact, your constituents also matter. So your narrative is also crucial. We've heard, for instance, that arrangements were made to you in the wake of the consideration of the e-levy, for instance, for you to appear in Parliament. Some tickets were flown out to you just to try as much as possible to get you to add to the numbers. You didn't, of course, listen to the leadership of your party, and they're beginning to get worried.
I debunk all that allegations, and they say silence is golden, because when people throwing stuff at you that are not true and you respond immediately, you don't make sense to the people. And that is why I've kept quiet all these days and months, listening to what everybody got to say. But what I know and what I'm telling the people of Ghana is that I had issues with family that I had to take care of. And that's exactly why I had to stay back. And when I had to come, I did come. And when it was out of my hands that I couldn't do anything about it, I couldn't make it. And that's what it is.
You're talking about the fact that the president is well aware of your condition. Is that possibly why he's keeping you at post as gender minister? Some have argued that by now you should have lost your job.
That is their opinion. The prerogative lies in the president, and he knows exactly what I am capable of doing, what I've done for the party, what I've done for Parliament, and he knows that I won't intentionally abandon my duties if I had no just reasons, and he won't allow me to stay for the family if he didn't know exactly what was happening.
So what do you suspect then could be the motive of, for instance, very high-profile persons within the NPP? For instance, you have the general secretary of your political party, for instance, coming out publicly to say the NPP was considering at some point relieving you of the party ticket and declaring your seat vacant. You've heard John Boydu say some of these words. How does that come to you, and what do you believe may be the motive of your general secretary?
I cannot speak to people's motive. What I can speak to is what I know. And what I know is I have been on the party's ticket for the people of Domikwabenya, and I have given the highest votes to the party. And I'm the first woman to lead, and I have led, and my words and my footprints are there for everybody to see. And if I have to take time off at this crucial time, and I have done, I believe that the reasonable people would understand. And I believe he's reasonable as well.
And we know that definitely, as you're indicating to us, you will return. But then the question about resuming your role as gender minister. We know there's a caretaker minister as we speak, acting in your stead. Will you take up the post immediately you return? Or perhaps you are considering resigning from post?
That is what you're expecting, or that's what other people are expecting?
Well, it's all about you in the end, because you say the president is well aware. So what will you do?
Exactly.
Will you take up the post once you return?
And since I haven't resigned, it's implied that exactly what you're saying is the truth. When I touch down, I am going to do what I have to do as a minister, since I haven't been relieved of my post yet.